What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is freaking cold today, so we're gonna try and get this done in 5 minutes. Today I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do the side swing. Let's get into it. First things first, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you're always up to date when I upload a new video, and please make sure you like this video right now. It supports me a lot and I really appreciate it. Okay, the side swing is an absolute staple. This is one of the top 5 fundamental moves in my opinion. It's one of the first moves that I teach my clients how to do. The side swing is not only a cool movement that you can just put into like your combos, but it's a very good transition movement as well. And it's a move that you can pick up a lot of speed with. You can also do like a double side swing. You can hold it like that. You can go back to single and switch back and forth. So a really cool move where you can go very fast, and I'm going to give you guys a whole breakdown right now. First things first, you need to understand the count. So a side swing is a 3-part movement, meaning the rope hits the ground 3 times, but you're only jumping through it once. So it'll be side, side, jump, side, side, jump, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's hitting both sides of you once, and then you open up at the very end on the 3rd count to jump through it. So everyone has a dominant hand for this movement. So with a side swing, you actually have the same wrist on top the whole time. A huge mistake that a lot of people make is they keep their wrists like close together like this, or they like keep them even, but you actually need to have kind of like a little bit of a stacked position, because this is essentially what's happening. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you're keeping the same wrist on top the whole time. So you can rotate, like you can learn how to do it with your right side over and your left side over, which is what I suggest. But if this is your first time trying it, you just want to find your dominant hand. So for me, I like to have my left hand on top, meaning that I'm going to my left side first. So I go left, right, open. So this is what it will look like. So if you're left hand dominant, so you're going to come overhead, you're going to direct the rope to the left side of your body. The first position is like an open, so your wrists are open like this. So this is the first count, 1. And then as you're going to the other side, notice how my left hand comes on top and it crosses over. So it'll go 1, 2, and then during the 3rd swing, that's when you open. So it's technically like this with the wrist. Specifically watch this wrist. So it'll go open, cross, open. That's all it is. Open, cross, open. Open, cross, open. You just need to really make sure you're actually crossing that wrist over, because if you're not, it's going to be a super awkward movement. If you just keep like open, open, and keep it like that, it's super weird. You need to make sure this top wrist is actually doing this. So this is pretty much the whole movement. The top wrist is just going back and forth from cross to open, and the bottom wrist is just kind of hanging out. So I want you guys to practice it super slow like this. Open, cross, toe catch. Open, cross, toe catch. And you can see how it's like a very subtle movement. Like I'm not crossing my arms that hard. It's like a little just flick with the wrist, like a little flick with the wrist right there, and then you come back to the open. So the same thing would be happening on the other side. So if you are feeling more comfortable with your right hand on top, it's going to be coming over, directing it to the right side, open here, and now I'm just going to be crossing over with my right hand. You cross over for 2, and then you open for 3. So open, cross, open. And the biggest thing I want you guys to pay attention to is a transition from the 2nd to the 3rd swing, aka the open. I find a lot of people will rush it, so they'll start off fine and then they're trying to like open too quickly. Make sure you're paying attention to the natural momentum of the rope, because you want to make sure you're not opening until the rope is coming back down. If you're trying to open too early, the rope is not finishing its natural swing upwards, so you're going to be fighting the momentum. So watch how I'm really waiting till the rope is overhead every time to do any type of movement. So 1, wait, 2, wait, and then 3 is when you can start speeding up your wrist right there. So that's all it is, pretty simple movement. So you can practice it just like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Once you get comfortable with that, you can try kind of like increasing the speed a little bit. and then you can start jumping with it. So there's 2 progressions for how I want you to jump with it. The first one will be just a single jump, so it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, back to the toe catch, 1, 2, 3. So this will help you just get the timing of like that first jump. But once that's easy, you want to try and add the other 2 jumps. So technically with the side swing is 1, 2, 3. So you're jumping every time your rope is hitting the ground. So you're hitting the ground 3 times and you're jumping 3 times. So it'll be like this again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is actually a lot harder than it looks. You'll find doing this is pretty easy. And then as soon as you start to jump with it, you're gonna notice that you're gonna pause a little bit like this. People will usually be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they have a hard time keeping their feet moving. But you want to try and keep your legs straight, and you're trying to keep the same rhythm as your basic bounce. So basic bounce is just like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see how I don't really change my jumps or like the height or tempo of them? So you want to try and keep them the exact same, just as if you're doing basic bounce. So every time that rope is coming over and it's making contact with the ground, try and just keep your jumps the exact same. And one last tip I will give you guys is avoid rotating your body. The straighter you can keep your shoulders and your entire body facing forward, the easier a side swing is going to be, because you'll see a lot of time people will go like side, side, open, and then they usually trip right there. If you're rotating, coming back to the front as you're clearing that swing is going to be super hard, because now are you not only uncrossing the rope, you're also readjusting your body. So you should be able to stay perfectly straight. See how I'm not rotating at all? That's why I always like to emphasize how little of a movement it is with your arms, because it shouldn't be like a super hard swing like that. You're keeping your elbows locked in, and it's just really this movement right here. Super subtle movement, just a super light flick from the wrist. Remember, with jump rope, less is more. Always, less is more. So try your best to keep those arms locked in and just allow your wrist to do all the work. All right, try it out. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. But once you get this one, you are gonna be addicted. It's super fun. So I'll be dropping a double side swing tutorial, which is just basically this, which is honestly one of my favorite moves. It's so fun. So I'll be dropping that in a couple weeks, but get the regular side swing down first. Focus just on your dominant side. Once you feel really comfortable with that, you can go to your weaker side, and then you'll be ready for the double side swing. So let me know how it goes. If you end up getting it, drop a comment below. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.